Bro, I'm pumping off adrenaline. I'm way too in my element. I know there's people better than, but right now who is better than? A man that's working hard as shit, trying to find a pot to piss, showing all the ups and downs.
All right, welcome back to another episode of the Extreme Lifestyle Living Podcast. This is video number 1, being back in my lovely studio. I guess the studio is my world. But, I have no clue what I'm going to do on this episode. And I'm also trying to make sure I can hear the route behind me just in case the dog comes flying through here and don't want to hit the tripod, because right next to the tripod is the water. And if I lose this camera, I don't know what I'll do. But, moving to Mexico. Today's Sunday, August 3rd. We have officially got everything ready for Mexico. We are out of our house. We are staying at Emma's family's house right now. I'm going to stay a few days at my brother's house as well to hang with my beautiful niece, Violet. And I'm really excited to be in this position for many, many different reasons. But the biggest reason why I want to even talk about on this episode is just gratitude. Emma's out there on the, paddleboard, I think is what it's called. We just jumped in the river. Her parents have a couple acres of land, and it's a beautiful, beautiful land. And there's so much peace out here, so much solitude and bliss. And it's just super, super exciting. And, where I'm at right now is beyond where I've even prayed to be. And I really want to break that down, because where I'm at right now is beyond where I prayed to be. What I prayed for was safety. What I prayed for was, financial stability from the standpoint of like compensating for the job that I was working at. There's a lot of wind right now, and I don't want this camera to be, the camera won't move, will it? Nah, it won't move. You guys are catching real-time panic right now. Real-time panic. But where I'm at right now, I prayed for the financial stability to be able to have a job that I truly love, that I don't ever feel like I'm working. Like right now, this is a podcast. Technically, it's me working. Emma's over there in the water. And after I finish this episode, I want to get back in the water. And, this is technically work. And, I wanted to be able to do something I truly loved while having all of my time to myself. And it wasn't for my time to put into any other thing besides life. Like, I wanted to be happy. I was struggling with depression. I was struggling with anxiety. I was struggling with self-actualization as to who I want to be and what I want to do in this world. And, the last 2-3 years, I've really, and Emma included, we've both really changed our lives. And, to be able to sit here and record a podcast episode on a sick-ass fucking camera and, start giving more of that intimate, more personable side of the life that I've created. And the thing about me and my community, and the reason why I believe I'm one of the best best coaches out there from a fitness standpoint, nutrition standpoint, programming standpoint, lifestyle standpoint, and everything, mental health, is because of the attention to detail that I give to every single person I come in contact with. And to take this video and be able to be this much more intimate, and yeah, sure, it's not going to be intimate and more personal, but it's one thing to do the audio podcast and hear it, but to have the video and actually captivate the energy, the body language, the energy and all around that, and the conviction with what's being said, I think it brings so much more value to everything. And the way I like to operate is very community oriented, right? And there's nothing that I'm doing that any one of you guys listening or watching, I genuinely believe from the bottom of my heart can't do. Every single thing that I've done started off with just 1, believing in myself that I deserve more. 2, gambling on love, knowing what love is, and not knowing what love is, and gambling on the fact that it's going to give me something more in life. And honestly, just understanding that where I'm at right now, or where I used to be at and who I was at that point, wasn't who I needed to be where I want to be at. So I was willing to let go. I was willing to shed. I was willing to, have my perspective and my mental challenge from many different concepts. And that's all I cared about, was changing those variables, changing those avenues of my life. And if you were to tell me that it would materialize into us moving to Mexico to work remote and travel and see the world, be able to be in a position to not only have a financial stable job that you truly love, that you can continue to see the path being built more, sorry, there's a huge dragonfly and I'm fucking so scared being down here. Just imagine whatever your fear is, your fear of heights, and you get on top of the heights and you just have all that anxiety and animosity, looking down oh, but fuck, am I gonna fall? That's how I feel right now sitting out here. I really do. And I jump in the water, I get out immediately, because I'm I don't know what the fuck's in that shit, dog. I think there's sharks, alligators, snapping turtles for sure, and there's a spider over there that I swear to God is the one that gave Spider-Man his abilities, and I think the one that started Eight-Legged Freaks. If you ever watched that movie, Eight-Legged Freaks, it's a crazy movie. I like that movie because it fucking scares me. But just to be here, it all just started with gambling on myself, and I'm just super grateful to have stayed in the arena, showing up every single day and just forcing forcing myself to be present within the life that I was trying to create. And the reason why I like saying that is because, like, you know, if you actually look at the work that's being done every single day, 99% of it is being consistent. 99% of it's just showing up and putting in the work. And, you know, the rest of it is just really trying to find out what's actually working. And, you know, all the emotional side of stuff, like your self-esteem, your confidence, your imposter syndrome, all that stuff's always going to be there. You know, no matter what level of life you're at, you're always going to be a little bit insecure. You're always going to feel a little bit uncomfortable. You're always going to question yourself to some degree if you're worth whatever it is you're chasing at every single stage of the level, right? Like, that's why I'm saying the foundation of me building this, all I wanted to do was have the safety, have my peace of mind in my life, the financial security from a comfortability standpoint, not asking for millions, but just asking for myself to be able to be in a position to work for myself, have freedom. So me and Emma can do what we want when we want. And it's just day-to-day stuff, life stuff, like owning our own schedules, going to the gym when we want, hang with our family when we want. And we're not asking to be like, oh, we want to like wake up and not fucking do anything all day and just have money. That's not what we're asking here. And all of it started off with like the foundation of just the bare minimums of anxiety, depression, confidence, and those things. It didn't have a physical attainable goal. It didn't have a physical attainable career objective. The podcast became something that I organically use as a leverage from an emotional standpoint, as self-expression, community building, and it was kind of like a double whammy of doing exactly what I'm talking about, building and figuring out the next level. And, you know, at that level, I still was insecure, super anxious, super depressed, and in question what I was doing. When I started working on my physical goals and started building my business and getting my first few clients and those things, I still battle with anxiety, still battle with depression, still battle with all these different things. So it's like, none of these things ever really change, you know, like your scarcity mindset, being a victim sometimes, none of that stuff ever changes. What needs to change is your self-discipline to stay focused every day, even just 1%. And I think that's just why I'm super grateful, because I'm really starting to see what my life looks like now. I'm really starting to reap the benefits of staying in the arena and like fighting for what I feel like I'm worth. You know, my family is so full of love and joy, and my baby niece Violet, like I love her so much, and like me and my mom have an incredible relationship, and I feel like we're getting closer more in each day. And you know, DJ, me and him have an incredible relationship as well. And you know, me and Lulu, like we obviously got a great relationship, and everyone knows I'm really honest about the family side of things. And you know, I don't see him as nearly as I want, and it takes two to tango, so I'm not going to sit here and say it's his fault. Like we both have two sides of the coin. But he has 3 baby nieces, you know what I mean? And I fucking love them. DJ's having a baby boy, actually a nephew. And, you know, right now we're at Emma's family's land, and, you know, we're hanging out, we're just enjoying ourselves. And, you know, her family has lots of love for us. I have lots of love for them. And, you know, if you can just really find what makes you feel at peace, feel grounded, feel whole, and center everything else around that, everything else will always work out, you know? So I'm just super fucking grateful for what I've built. And I share all this because a lot of you guys have been here the entire time of me building this. All of this started off with just a dream of just writing stuff on paper and being like, what if it became better? Like, what if I got in the absolute best shape of my life, physically, mentally, and emotionally, and spiritually? What would that look like? Like, what if I got the job that I wanted to, or like, you know, like had a job that made me feel a certain way, but I didn't know what the job looked like? Like, can I revolve my life around that? And you can. And you will fall into job opportunities where you get financially compensated for how you feel with certain things you do, because that's where your specialties are. Like, you know, me with coaching, like I can do these podcasts all the time. You know, if I can find a way to monetize off them from a more of a standpoint of making money from recording them, then it's like that's an endless pot of money, because I love the feeling I get from doing podcasts. Same with coaching. It's gratifying to see people win, see people physically and mentally, emotionally change. And like, you know, that you can't paying me or not, it's not going to change how I feel about that. So it's a blessing on top of that to be able to get paid to do it, you know? And I think if you guys can find out who you are to a core and be relentless with who that is and who you think that is, and never ever give up on building that and creating that, the rest of it is always take care of itself. And you just got to show up and be the fucking best, most honest, integral, present version of yourself for yourself within those times. And everything else will show up. You'll have good days, you have bad days, but nonetheless, you'll always win. And I think that's just what I'm really grateful for right now. And, you know, that's pretty much it. That's all I got. I have no clue how these podcasts are going to work with the videos up until I start getting 2 to 6 fucking episodes up and running. But I'm really excited to start showcasing more of the behind the scenes with the video side of stuff and just more intimate relationships with all of the community. Because for you guys that don't know, the podcast is actually super popular. There's so many people from around all different places around the world. And maybe I'll actually get the information for the next episode and just kind of showcase like everyone that kind of tunes in. And it is insane to see people from literally all over the world, hundreds of countries of people doing it, like cities just insane, so I'm super grateful. But other than that, I appreciate you guys all. Keep doing what you guys do best, which is lead from the motherfucking front. And I'm going to go get in that motherfucking water. Let's go.
Run, pumping off adrenaline. I'm way too in my element. I know there's people better than, but right now who is better than? A man that's working hard as shit, trying to find a pot to piss. Showing all the ups and downs, shit is filled with awkward.